Well, guys, welcome back to another episode of Stalking Shadows with myself. And I thought I'd just show you a little bit of the scenery that we've got for today's episode. I'm sitting out, I've been invited to a hunt, and we're in the process of doing a bit of a hunt today. So let's get back onto our storytelling. We've started from where I started as a young hunter right now to the point where we've had experience with heading out with internationals with our bush pig hunting and so on and so forth. So I just want to fast forward a bit now, a good few years later, to where I actually become a professional hunter. So the law in South Africa back then, when I did my license, stated you had to be 21 years old to become a professional guide. So when I left school, I had the PH school contact me asking me to come and do my license. And at the time, it was a year after, so I would have been 18, 19 years old. And I turned it down. So the PH schools back then used to run 3 schools a year. So there were only 30 professional hunters qualified in that specific school every year. It wasn't loads of professional hunters coming out. It was quite a small group of individuals who became professional guides. At this stage, a lot of guys don't know, I was into the horse business. I was breeding show jumping horses. I had packed my bags. I'd gone overseas, ridden and show jumped internationally. And then I came back and carried on with my riding career as it was. And it was after I turned 21 where I was still wanting to become a guide. I think I only became a guide at the age of 23, 24 years old. And I went and did my license. What they do for your PH license, guys, it's a 10-day school where it is jam-packed with everything that you need to learn and know about hosting a client, an international client, as an outfitter, and how you treat them as guides. So they do a whole intense process of that. And then while you're busy doing this, you learn all the government laws and legislation regarding hunting, seasons, species, TOPS permits, CITES permits. So you get a good idea of doing all of this. So after 10 days, you either qualify as a guide to hunt in the specific province that you have done your registration in. So myself, the Eastern Cape is where I went to the school. I wrote the Eastern Cape law legislation that gives me the license to guide international clients throughout the Eastern Cape. So obviously every province has its different rules, so you'd have to go and write a different legal paper. The practical papers are all the same, but the legal papers are different. So I've become a PH now, and it's a bit of a tough industry to get into. I've got family members who have got outfitting businesses and so on and so forth. You have to go and knock on doors and get exposed to the industry being a freelance guide. I think it's super important. It's nice to learn from every outfitter what you like and what you don't like. There are outfitters there that are exceptional, and there are other outfitters there just to make a quick buck. So I had the privilege of hunting for probably 10 different outfitters through my hunting career before I became a outfitter myself. And going to hunt for those different companies, you learn about what you are wanting to sell as a professional hunter and outfitter. I've hunted many areas where I was not comfortable as a professional hunter to go and do these things, but you are the hired help and they expect you to pull out results. So I quickly learned who to book with, who not to book with, and moved on from those type of outfitting businesses. My company is based on quality hunting out as much in open areas away from high fenced areas. So that's what we try and aim towards, but realistically and the logistics and the law of everything, you can only hunt those in a small time frame of every year because of our hunting season. And to have the licenses to hunt those areas and to get permits to hunt those areas out of season is quite tricky. So hence the reason game farmed areas, game fenced areas, you can hunt throughout the year because they have the legal permits and paperwork for you to do so. So we do hunt a lot of half fenced ranches as well. But as a lot of you know who have visited South Africa, our half fenced areas are extremely big. So a small half fenced area is going to be 1,500 acres to 2,000 acres, but most of them, our half fenced areas, are between 10, 20, and 40,000 acre properties, guys. So when we talk half fenced areas, I just know one of the companies that I hunted at, that was a 40 to 50,000 acre property. We hunted 16 professional hunters on that place, and not once did we get in each other's way while we were hunting with other clients. But that is a massive, massive company. I myself, I concentrate on hunting 2 guys, 3 guys. I'll probably do 4, just to give everyone an experience. And the guys will hunt in different places. So if I book 4 clients, it's myself and another PH, and they will go and hunt other concessions that I have available to me, so we don't hunt in each other's ways, and we go after the species that you have booked for. Right, so it's a really cool thing going into being a guide and learning and then becoming an outfitter. A lot of people are under the impression that you're on a permanent holiday, and that was quite difficult to try and explain to people when they don't have the know-how of the industry, is that we work super long hours with our clients. We get up really early, we get the clients up, we get their breakfast going, we get them to have breakfast, we make sure all the vehicles are packed, you got your packed meals for the day, and out you go. And then sometimes you're sitting at night right until midnight, and you're hunting these 10-day, 12-day, 14-day hunts, back to back, and it's extremely long hours. And a lot of people go, oh, your job's nice, you're just on a permanent holiday. But they don't realize the amount of effort and work that goes into it. And it's very, very rewarding when you have got great clients and you are lucky to achieve the list of animals that they are after. And it's like I've said in the previous videos, where you guys get to hunt animals that us South African hunters take a lifetime to collect. You guys can hunt within a 10-day safaris. It's a massive, massive privilege, because people have gone out of their way to build on their hunting areas and have looked after the species for clients to come out and hunt. And where farmers were only keeping a couple springbuck here and there, now they've got springbuck and blesbuck and impala and wildebeest in amongst their cattle and everything like that. To it's another revenue for them. It's great, and the numbers have got so you've got a lot more available to you now than what we would have had 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. The population of our game in South Africa in a whole has just exploded with the way people have gone about preserving game and looking after the game species, especially the farmers, where the mentality was, I need the grazing for my stock, so I will shoot as much as possible during the season to make sure that those areas aren't overgrazed so I can keep my cattle fat. That mentality has gone, so guys are becoming more selective. Genetics have become better. Guys are shooting out poor genetics and letting. So it's very interesting going from just being a kid hunting and growing up and getting my first taste of hunting with a client with bushpig, getting into the industry and seeing how it works, how cutthroat it is, extremely cutthroat. I've always been under the thing where I hunt for the badge on my shirt. If there are 10 of us in camp and there's a guy struggling with his client to shoot a bushbuck, and I've already shot a bushbuck and I've seen another bushbuck, I'm the type of guy who will let the guy know there's a bushbuck in that area, go with your client there and try and get that bushbuck. Where I learned the hard way, I was very open to that, but people weren't open to it by expressing themselves within a company. And I got into many arguments with other professional hunters there. Are you there to hunt for yourself, or are you there to hunt for the company that you're working for? And it got to quite a few heated arguments, through the different companies that I was at. So I'm very much I hunt for the badge on my chest, guys, or the one on my hat, and I've hunted for many successful companies and really enjoyed hunting them because you work as a team. But there are places where you will hunt where the PH sits as an individual and he's always just keeping for his next client, his next booking, where there are 10 of you hunting for that company and you're struggling along. Another important thing that I went into guiding, young guys could probably take this as well, is don't ever get yourself put under pressure to just shoot animals and shoot average animals. You must remember, clients come out to South Africa. He's saved a lot of money to get out here and come and experience what we have to offer. And they need to hunt quality trophies or really good representative trophies. I've seen too many young professional hunters be put in a corner where they're under pressure. They've got 2 days left of their hunt and they don't get what they're looking for, and they will shoot a mediocre or way below average animal for the client to go home with one. Definitely not a good thing to get into, guys. Rather be honest with your client and say, we've hunted hard, we haven't seen a quality trophy. My motto is, if I won't hang it on my wall or be comfortable to mount it and hang it on my wall, I will not let my client go home with it. So that's a good tip for those young professional hunters out there. If you weren't comfortable letting your friends and family look at the trophies hanging on your wall, then you shouldn't be comfortable with letting a client leave South Africa with a poor quality trophy. So I want to leave it there for those young PHs out there that are still struggling to get ahead in the industry. Keep at it, guys. It's not an easy industry to be in. Also, once you become an outfitter, you will not be a guard welcomed at very many places because other outfitting companies are under the influence or under the impression that the clients belong to them, and you will not be booked to hunt. So get out there as a freelance guide, get as much experience as possible, enjoy being out there and learn from your clients, your PHs, your outfitters. You'll soon learn where to be or where not to be, or what companies are worth hunting for. And then if you do go out on your own, it's a tough industry, guys. Marketing is not easy. Heading overseas is expensive. I don't go overseas and market. Unfortunately, it's way too expensive for us to get out there. We try our best to do as much as we can over social media, phone calls, and just getting to know clients on a personal base and with word of mouth. If you are doing a quality job with the company and doing a quality hunt, you will have outfitters contacting you with return clients or clients that have been referred to them by other clients wanting to hunt with you as a specific PH because you did an exceptional job with the previous client. So let's end it there, guys. That's the start off into where I've become a PH and a few tips for those young guys out there. So till later, guys. Cheers.